Hi everyone and welcome to Theme Park Worldwide. Paultons Park, located in Hampshire here in the UK, is one of our best theme parks anywhere in the country. It actually opened back in 1983 as a small family attraction and has grown, they've invested over the years to become a brilliant theme park experience with so many fantastic rides, attractions and themed areas. They do events very well, entertainment great, and you know what, it's always a pleasure heading to Paultons. It really is a park here in the UK that know exactly what they're doing and exactly where they want to be in the future. And in this video, I'm going to be talking all about their very exciting future plans. This does include some new information that's come to light this week about them wanting to be a resort instead of just a day visit destination, turning themselves into a short break destination with accommodation. And we've got all the plans to have a look through here, and yeah, really excited to talk all about that. Along with that though, I just wanted to kind of go through some of the new things that are happening at Paultons Park at the moment, including their new addition for 2025, which is of course Ghostly Manor. Talk a little bit about that, and also some of the big improvements they've been making to the infrastructure of Paultons Park behind the scenes as well. Because as we all know, it's not just about the new rides and themed areas that get built in theme parks, it's backing it up with the right investments to infrastructure behind the scenes. And honestly, out of all the parks here in the UK, it seems like Paultons Park know exactly where they are going in the future. They've got a very clear vision, a clear direction, and it excites me so much, it really does. And ever since I first went to Paultons Park, I always fell in love with it. I thought it was a brilliant park, but then what they've added over the years has just been fantastic. So before we come on to talking about their newer things, and the future plans for the accommodation and also a new themed area for next year, I just wanted to go through a little bit of the history of the park and just kind of how they've expanded over the years. So yeah, it's a family owned park and dates back to 1983. Like I say, it was a very small attraction, a few rides, play equipment, of course the aviary with all the birds that they've got there, which is still a huge part of the park today, and other animals and things that they've kind of brought in along the way. But yeah, it started off as a much smaller attraction than it is now, and obviously it was more of a regional park, you know, not too far away from Southampton, located down in Hampshire. It was more of a regional park, and you wouldn't really hear of it up our way. I mean, I'm from here in Staffordshire, and you know, it was one of them that, you know, you probably wouldn't travel all the way from Staffordshire to back in the 80s and 90s. But then of course there was a big changing point in their history. They installed quite a few rides and things, and rides like the Edge were put in, and Cobra, their Ghostly bobsleigh coaster, and some really good family attractions. But there was that changing point in 2011, which made Paultons Park, that kind of smaller regional park, into a nationwide attraction that everybody heard about and everyone wanted to go there. And that was, of course, the opening of Peppa Pig World. And honestly, they really got onto that at the right time, didn't they? Peppa Pig really growing, a real big brand, a big IP to work with, and they opened the beautiful Peppa Pig World, which is still, of course, at the park to this day, and is absolutely fantastic. It's still the area that Paultons Park is known the most for, isn't it? Peppa Pig World. Everybody travels there to go and see that area, and they've had numerous expansions over the years, but it opened originally in 2011, and that really was the changing point. Attendance rocketed for the park. They created this beautiful themed area. Obviously, prior to that, the park wasn't really themed areas. You know, it had some nice themed attractions and just well presented areas, like all the landscaping and the beautiful hedges that I always think of at Paultons Park. They did that really well, but it wasn't really themed areas. It was more like a nicely landscaped amusement park than anything. And of course, when they opened that in 2011, that kind of changed everything, because they created an immersive themed area all based on one theme, Peppa Pig. It didn't actually open as a small area either. They opened it with quite a few different attractions, some flat rides in there, some tracked rides, and just overall beautifully presented. A big building at the back with a shop, play area, restaurant. There was the character meet and greets in there, and all of that has been beautifully maintained and still exists to this day at Paultons Park. And it's still the main reason for many people making that journey down there. And as I've mentioned in our various different vlogs over the years, but especially over the past kind of 5 or 6 years on the channel, really showing what else there is at Paultons. Because a lot of people, I think, just thought, you know, oh, it was Peppa Pig World and a few other rides. And if you've been there and if you've seen our vlogs from the park, you'll certainly know that isn't the case. They've got so much else. And in 2015, they had another huge expansion with the opening of Lost Kingdom, a dinosaur themed area at the park. They worked with Vekoma, the Dutch manufacturer, to open 2 new roller coasters, a family suspended coaster and a family boomerang as well. Both of them heavily themed, all the rock work, the landscaping, and that's something that Paultons have always done so well. It's the landscaping of them areas. It's all the rocks, it's the planting. It's like in that area, it's like a different world. You wouldn't think you're in the UK. They've got like all these big tropical plants and palm trees and everything, and they just did such a good job with that when it opened. They also backed it up with a tracked ride around there, which has like a little dark ride scene, animatronics throughout the land, some flat rides, and even incorporating some existing attractions into the area as well, like the little Dino Chase coaster, to make it a good full themed area. And again, that was 2015, and we started to see Paultons really going down the themed area route. Following on from that, they started to refurbish little areas. We had like Critter Creek that came, another little small area that was, you know, no new attractions as such were put in, but it was, you know, re-themed and making it a more aesthetically pleasing area and fitting in with everything. And just general improvements that were made around the park. And then a big one happened in 2021. Obviously, it was delayed by a year because of the pandemic, but finally they opened Tornado Springs, their biggest kind of expansion to date. A beautiful area. I can't believe it's already like been open for 4 years, to be honest. Tornado Springs, amazing. Kind of the Route 83 kind of vibe as you're going down there and seeing the big coaster, Storm Chaser, Mack Ride spinning coaster that they invested in. Along with that, they had a pendulum ride put in down there from Zamperla, some new drop towers, the play equipment, the big restaurant that was installed, and just a massive investment, and one that had another expansion with another coaster, the Farmyard Flyer, shortly after as well. So that's the thing with Paultons. Not only, you know, are the building these amazing areas, they're expanding after. It's like Lost Kingdom. They opened the little flume ride last year down there. So, you know, they're always adding things to these lands and putting in new things. But it was clear from 2011 that there was a big change and a big shift in how they wanted to deliver the park. In 2025, we've seen them remove their old 4D cinema and open a brand new attraction, Ghostly Manor. This looks great. It's opening in May. Can't wait to go and experience it. And the park are actually doing like a bit of a series on their YouTube channel at the moment. And so I've just got a few screenshots from that there. So thanks to Paultons for these. But yeah, you can see how that is really progressing very well at the moment. The ride system's installed. It's a Mack Rides gameplay theatre. And it's actually the first one in the UK and only the second one of these to be built. The original and the prototype is at Europa Park in Germany, and that opens officially at the weekend. But yeah, with this one, it is a smaller model. However, the theming looks like it's going to be excellent here, and obviously Europa Park have put a few bits on from theirs and it looks good, but I think we're actually seeing an attraction at Paultons Park what's going to be better themed than the one at Europa Park, which is very exciting. The fact that, you know, they're taking it up to the next level. The facade for Ghostly Manor looks great. Obviously this building existed previously as the 4D cinema, but look what they've done with the facade. It looks very heavily detailed, lots to see in the queue line, and also as well the fact you've got this fake kind of tree over at the side which kind of covers up more of the show building. How awesome is that? Like, it looks brilliant from at the front, and I can't wait to get inside. In the video they put on their official channel, you can see a few little you know, clues and things as to what there's going to be in the attraction, but obviously they haven't want to give everything away yet until it opens officially in May, and I'll be down there for that, and I'm very excited for Ghostly Manor. But yeah, everything looks excellent from that. The guns have arrived as well, the Phantom Phasers, they're looking really good, and I like how small they are. Obviously on the prototype at Europa Park, the guns are like this, where they're massive, whereas on this, obviously, they're a good size. They look great, and overall, I think that's going to be a fantastic investment. That's not the only thing, though, that Paultons have done this year. As I mentioned back at the start of the video, they've also made a lot of infrastructure improvements. One of the big ones is a £1.5 million solar energy project, and that's helping secure the future of the park and energy costs. As we know, energy costs are rising across the country right now, and a lot of businesses are struggling with that. Paultons have thought, you know what, let's put some solar panels in, and that will power, you know, quite a bit of the park, which is really good to see. And maybe in the future, as they build new things, they'll include that infrastructure into it. Like if they were to build another big building like next year in the new land, it may already come with the solar panels installed in there. So that's a great move. 1.5 million invested in that, more than any other UK theme park in solar energy. They're also putting in things like a new phone mast just to improve the signal, and just general infrastructure projects as well, which are great. Over the past couple of years, they've made quite a lot of improvements like to the entrance area and things as well, ticketing and all that sort of stuff. So it's them things behind the scenes that add so much to the experience and just make it a lot better. Food, for for example. Obviously, you know, the food, what they've done at Paultons Park, they've really invested heavily in bringing new things. I saw something just yesterday saying that they've brought like mini melts and stuff in. So they're always trying new things with food as well. And yes, you find that the food at Paultons is a little bit more expensive than some of the other parks. However, you're getting the good quality there, which is certainly fantastic. The Route 83 diner in Tornado Springs is brilliant. And I'm sure if you've ate there yourselves, you'll know just how good the food is in there. So, you know, it's nice to see them making them sort of improvements as well, which is very positive. Now, as we move into 2026, so next year, they are going to be opening a brand new themed area. And this is going to be Vikings themed, based on an announcement that was made in May last year at the park's Super Fan Day. They're having one of them this year. We couldn't make it last year, but I'm excited for it this year. As long as all goes to plan, I should be there at the Super Fans Day this year, which should be fantastic. But yes, hopefully we'll hear more details on this new land. Obviously, it looks like it's going to be down where Cobra and the Edge are. Finally, looks like we're going to be seeing them themed into an area, Vikings, which will be fantastic. I've been saying for years them attractions need theming, and it's the same with Magma as well. Is that going to stay? Is it going to go? Is it going to get rethemed? That's the drop tower that they've got there, which kind of would work better in Lost Kingdom, really, because that came before Lost Kingdom, but it's got a dinosaur in the queue and the volcano and everything. So, but you look at how the theming was on that compared to what they do now, and obviously it's not anywhere near up to the standard. So, is that going to get rethemed, relocated, removed? I guess we'll see what happens with that one. They've removed the little dragon roundabout attraction and moving a few things around. So it'd be interesting to see exactly what's going to be included in this new Vikings land. But it is for sure that there's going to be a new major ride in here, and I'm excited for it. We're expecting to see some sort of major roller coaster, hopefully, in this land. And yeah, some other theming and investments which are going to make this a brilliant area. There's not loads of details, but obviously originally when they did the presentation last year, it kind of showed like some of this Vikings theming rotating, which is hinting towards, you know, turning upside down. This will be Paultons' first ride that goes upside down. Obviously, the Cyclonator that opened in 2021 in Tornado Springs, the pendulum ride, is great. And obviously, that's a big thrill ride. It swings you up on your side, but you're not fully inverted. So they're certainly hitting to that with, you know, hopefully a major new coaster here or flat ride or something. But it's certainly looking more like a coaster with the footprint that they've got here. And that would follow with what Paultons have done in the past in terms of, you know, bringing in new things and then using some of the old attractions and creating a themed area. We saw that with like Critter Creek, for example, and even a little bit with Tornado Springs, stuff like the tractors, you know, they were there before and got brought in. Lost Kingdom, Dino Chase. So, you know, using existing things and incorporating them into a new themed area. So I'm excited for Vikings. That is coming next year in 2026. If that wasn't enough, Paultons Park last year, about 6 months ago, the trademarked the term Paultons Park Resort and Paultons Park Lodges, but we'd not seen any plans or anything like that. So we were thinking, oh, this is interesting. Something's going to be coming soon. And well, here it is. This week, the plans have been submitted for the Paultons Park Lodges, which will be accommodation for up to 700 guests. Finally, Paultons are looking at accommodation, and I think lodges would be a good call instead of like a traditional hotel. I think that would be great and fit with the whole kind of New Forest area that they've got around there. Be like a mini Centre Parks kind of village built on the side of Paultons. For years, I've been saying they need accommodation. If you've got kids, it's very much a 2-day park there. We're going to find that when we take our little one. We can fill a full day there as 2 adults. When we've got our little boy, we're probably going to be having a full day in the park and a full day in Peppa Pig World. So it's one of them, isn't it? It's going to be a 2-day park. Definitely. And I know so many people that go there already and stay off-site in local hotels, and as much as that's good for the local economy, I think that Paultons want to build their own accommodation is great. It keeps it immersive, it keeps you in the resort, and I'm all for it. They're looking at 2, 3 and 4 bedroom self-catering lodges. Looks like there's going to be a lake here from the plans, a restaurant, a shop, entertainment facilities, and all built in a Scandinavian village style. You can see a few samples here. This isn't exactly what they're going to build, but this is a few samples as the aesthetic and the style that they want this to look like. The Paultons Park Lodges, oh, fantastic. I'm so happy to find looking at accommodation here. But yeah, quite a lot there as well to accommodate up to 700 guests. I thought maybe they'd go in with something a bit smaller first, but no, they're going in with like a full Enchanted Village style like from Alton Towers, and this looks absolutely brilliant. Really excited for it as part of this major expansion plans for Paultons Park. I'm made up for them. They're a lovely family that own that park. They've always been really good to us. We've always had fantastic visits there. And yes, it's 3 hours away from here at HQ, but it's always worth the drive. You know, if you go in Paultons Park, you're getting a lot of rides in, you're getting great ride availability, you're getting fantastic food, and just a beautifully looked after and presented park. And with Ghostly Manor, the other infrastructure projects, the Vikings themed area, and the accommodation, this is massive expansion for Paultons, and I look forward to seeing where they go in the future. And they're planning ahead. We all know that Universal, we're just waiting for that announcement now on the Bedford project. Paultons, you know, they're just thinking about themselves and the future and making them long investments, which I think is a great thing to be doing. That's what all theme parks in the UK need to be doing. If this Universal project happens and other parks play their cards right, then they're all going to profit from this and they're all going to do well. People are going to be flocking here for Universal. They will visit other attractions, and especially with strong brands like Peppa Pig World. Getting their own accommodation in there, more attractions for people to enjoy, and making it not just a one-day theme park, but into a full resort. Well done, Paultons. I look forward to following the plans, and of course we'll keep you updated here on Theme Park Worldwide. Like I say, going to be down there in May. Very excited for it, and of course we'll get to experience Ghostly Manor, the new edition for this year, and I'm sure then they'll have more details to share on the Vikings area for next year. Construction will probably be underway for that as well soon, and along with that too, we may be able to hear something on the new accommodation and the Paultons Park lodges. Thanks so much for joining me though. If you enjoyed the update, give the video a big thumbs up, subscribe to the channel and turn them notifications on to be notified when we upload a new video. Let me know your thoughts in the video comments, and that leaves me with one final thing to say. Get out there and keep on riding. See you all in the next video.